honestly, they're not afraid to pinch your bum. They're not afraid to kind of touch you, or you're in an abaya, but they use that closeness to get too close. Like it gets very, very uncomfortable. And you're kind of in shock at that moment because the Kaaba's here and you're here getting touched up by some man.
Despite being one of the holiest places in Islam, the area around the Kaaba in Mecca isn't free from these recent illegal activities, including selling things on the black market and criminal actions. This surprising truth shows how hard it is to keep the Kaaba sacred. In this video, we tell you about all the shocking things happening near the Kaaba in Mecca and the effects it has on the holy place. Illegal trading. Near the Kaaba, sellers offered different things, like religious objects, souvenirs, and even fake items. While some do this legally, others sell fake or stolen items to pilgrims. This unfair trading not only cheats the faithful, but also spoils the experience of their pilgrimage. Illegal trading near the Kaaba holds various activities, including the sale of counterfeit goods, stolen items, and unauthorized merchandise. Vendors, both licensed and unlicensed, line the streets surrounding the Kaaba, offering a wide array of products to pilgrims and tourists. While many operate within the bounds of the law, others engage in unlawful practices to maximize profits. The consequences of illegal trading near the Kaaba extend beyond financial exploitation. Pilgrims, many of whom have saved for years to undertake the journey, fall victim to scams or purchase counterfeit goods, resulting in disappointment and disillusionment. Moreover, the proliferation of counterfeit religious artifacts diminishes the sanctity of the pilgrimage experience, undermining the spiritual significance of the holy site. In some cases, illegal trading may contribute to social unrest or conflicts among vendors fighting for prime selling locations, further disrupting the peace and tranquility of the area. Addressing illegal trading around the Kaaba presents numerous challenges. Law enforcement agencies must navigate cultural sensitivities and religious customs while enforcing regulations in a densely populated and highly emotional environment. The sheer volume of pilgrims and vendors during peak seasons exacerbates the difficulty of monitoring and controlling unlawful activities effectively. Moreover, deep-rooted corruption within regulatory bodies may undermine enforcement efforts, allowing illegal trading to persist despite official crackdowns. Criminal operations. Besides trading illegally, criminal operations like stealing, tricking people, and selling drugs happened near the Kaaba. Even though there are strict rules during Hajj and Umrah, criminals still take advantage of the big crowds to participate in illegal activities. This isn't just risky for the pilgrim's safety, but also takes away from the importance of the holy place. The impacts of bad actions near the Kaaba are manifold and far-reaching. Pilgrims, many of whom embark on the journey with serious spiritual aspirations, may find themselves vulnerable to scams, theft, or harassment, tarnishing their pilgrimage experience and leaving them feeling disillusioned. For example, one prevalent form of theft near the Kaaba is pickpocketing, where thieves skillfully stole valuables such as wallets, phones, and jewelry from unsuspecting individuals in crowded areas. There have also been instances where authorities have intercepted or apprehended individuals involved in the illegal trade of narcotics in the vicinity of the holy site. Law enforcement agencies have occasionally intercepted attempts to smuggle drugs into or around the vicinity of the Kaaba. This involved individuals attempting to conceal narcotics on their person or in their belongings, with the intention of distributing or selling them to others within the holy city. Such interceptions demonstrate the efforts of authorities to combat drug trafficking and prevent the spread of illegal substances within Mecca. Authorities have also conducted targeted operations to apprehend individuals involved in drug trafficking near the Kaaba. These operations involved undercover investigations, surveillance, and intelligence gathering to identify and apprehend suspects engaged in the illegal trade of narcotics. Arrests of drug traffickers send a strong message that such activities will not be tolerated in the vicinity of the holy site and underscore the commitment of authorities to uphold the law and protect worshippers and visitors. The prevalence of criminal activities also poses a threat to public safety and security, creating an atmosphere of fear and mistrust among visitors. Additionally, the negative publicity generated by incidents of crime and misconduct can damage the reputation of Mecca as a sacred and revered destination, undermining its significance as a symbol of unity and devotion for Muslims worldwide. The presence of criminal networks involved in drug trafficking further increases the challenges faced in maintaining the sanctity of the Kaaba. Despite strict security measures implemented during Hajj and Umrah seasons, drug traffickers exploited the enormous crowds to transport and distribute illegal substances, posing serious risks to public health and safety. The influx of narcotics not only undermines the spiritual atmosphere of the holy site, but also fuels social disorder and addiction among pilgrims and visitors. Enforcing laws and regulations to combat criminal operations around the Kaaba is filled with challenges. Local authorities must contend with cultural sensitivities, religious customs, and the overwhelming number of pilgrims while attempting to curb illegal activities. The sheer volume of visitors, combined with the intricate maze of alleyways and market stalls surrounding the Kaaba, makes it difficult to monitor and apprehend offenders effectively. Moreover, corruption within law enforcement agencies and a lack of resources further hinder efforts to enforce regulations and maintain order in the area. Pilgrims embark on the journey to Mecca seeking spiritual fulfillment and divine connection, only to encounter the harsh reality of crime and exploitation. The prevalence of criminal activities shatters the expectations of worshippers, leaving them disillusioned and disheartened by the desecration of the holy site. Challenges in enforcement. Making sure people follow the rules in the busy area around the Kaaba is hard. Local authorities have to deal with different cultures, religious customs, and lots of visitors while fighting illegal activities. However, enforcing laws and regulations in this densely populated area presents significant hurdles for local authorities. These challenges stem from various factors, including cultural sensitivities, religious practices, the sheer volume of visitors, corruption, and resource limitations. Enforcing laws near the Kaaba requires a delicate balance between upholding legal standards and respecting cultural and religious sensitivities. Mecca holds immense significance for Muslims worldwide, and any enforcement action must consider the deeply held beliefs and practices of pilgrims. Addressing the issue of criminal operations near the Kaaba necessitates a concerted effort from religious authorities, government agencies, and the local community. This includes improving law enforcement strategies, enhancing security measures, and cracking down on criminal networks involved in illicit activities. Additionally, fostering community engagement and promoting ethical behavior among vendors and pilgrims can help create a safer and more sacred environment around the Kaaba. By tackling these challenges head-on and preserving the sanctity of the holy site, everyone can ensure that the area surrounding the Kaaba remains a place of reverence and devotion for Muslims worldwide. For example, certain behaviors or activities deemed unacceptable by law enforcement authorities may be considered culturally or religiously permissible by pilgrims, necessitating a nuanced approach to enforcement. Mecca attracts millions of pilgrims and tourists annually, particularly during Hajj and Umrah seasons. The sheer volume of visitors presents logistical challenges for law enforcement, making it difficult to monitor and control illegal activities effectively. Crowded streets, congested marketplaces, and labyrinthine alleyways create ideal conditions for criminal elements to operate with relative impunity, further complicating enforcement efforts. Corruption within regulatory bodies and law enforcement agencies poses a significant obstacle to effective enforcement near the Kaaba. Bribery, influence peddling, and collusion with criminal elements undermine the rule of law and erode public trust in the justice system. Corrupt officials may turn a blind eye to illicit activities or actively facilitate criminal operations in exchange for financial gain, perpetuating a cycle of impunity and lawlessness. Inadequate resources, including manpower, technology, and infrastructure, hamper law enforcement's ability to combat illegal activities near the Kaaba. Limited staffing levels, particularly during peak pilgrimage seasons, lowers the capacity of authorities to maintain order and respond to incidents effectively. Additionally, outdated equipment and insufficient training may hinder the use of modern policing techniques, further hindering enforcement efforts. Overcoming the challenges in enforcement near the Kaaba requires a coordinated and multifaceted approach that addresses cultural sensitivities, tackles corruption, and enhances resource allocation. By stimulating collaboration among law enforcement agencies, religious leaders, and the local community, people can develop strategies to ease these challenges and preserve the sanctity of the holy site. Investing in training, technology, and infrastructure can bolster law enforcement capabilities and ensure a safe and secure environment for pilgrims and visitors to the Kaaba. Ultimately, by confronting these challenges head-on, authorities can uphold the rule of law and safeguard the spiritual integrity of one of Islam's most sacred sites. Impact on the sacred experience. When there are bad things happening near the Kaaba, it doesn't just make pilgrims less safe, it also makes their trip feel less special. Pilgrims travel to Mecca to feel connected to God and find inner peace. But when there's a lot of crime and cheating in the holy city, it can ruin their hopes and disappoint them. The impact of illegal activities near the Kaaba extends far beyond mere disruption. It profoundly affects the sacred experience of pilgrims and visitors to Mecca. The Kaaba holds enormous significance in Islam, serving as the central point of religious devotion and spiritual aspiration for millions of Muslims worldwide. For many pilgrims, the journey to Mecca represents the pinnacle of their spiritual lives, a transformative experience that reaffirms their faith and strengthens their connection to Allah. However, encountering crime and exploitation near the Kaaba shatters these expectations, leaving pilgrims disillusioned and questioning the sanctity of the holy site. The frequency of illegal activities near the Kaaba undermines the trust and faith of worshippers in the sanctity of the pilgrimage experience. Pilgrims, who journey to Mecca with unwavering belief and devotion, may find their faith shaken by the realization that even the holiest of places is not immune to the scourge of crime and exploitation. This erosion of trust and faith represents a fundamental betrayal of the sacred bond between believers and the divine, casting doubt on the very foundations of religious belief and spiritual practice. So, what needs to happen? Addressing the ongoing illegal activities near the Kaaba in Mecca necessitates a comprehensive and inclusive approach that engages all relevant groups, including religious leaders, government officials, law enforcement agencies, business owners, residents, and pilgrims. To effectively combat the myriad challenges posed by criminal behavior and exploitation in the vicinity of Islam's holiest site, concerted action is needed to enforce regulations, eradicate unlawful trading, and ensure the safety and sanctity of the pilgrimage experience. By stimulating collaboration, promoting transparency, and upholding the principles of justice and integrity, these diverse participants can collectively work towards creating a safe, sacred, and inclusive environment around the Kaaba, where Muslims from all walks of life can connect with the divine and experience the spiritual significance of their faith without fear or hindrance. This requires a commitment to mutual respect, shared responsibility, and proactive engagement, guided by the common goal of preserving the sanctity and dignity of the holy site for present and future generations. Through sustained cooperation and collective action, we can strive to fulfill the aspirations of worshippers and uphold the sacredness of the Kaaba as a symbol of unity, reverence, and devotion in the Islamic world. Subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.